What's up, playmates? Welcome to another Sunday Night Live, where we're going to go deep into Zen. We're going to talk about the power of imagination. Are you guys ready to get absolutely bonkers with me? We're going to get crazy? Awesome. Well, today is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to get right into just the root of Zen, and we're just going to I'm going to point to it, and we're going to look at it, and we're just going to console each other with the astonishment of it and the disappointment in it and the elation in it, all wrapped up into one. It's all of these things. You guys ready to do this with me? Right? Here we go. And here we are. Here we are. In the now. I guess we got to meet somewhere, right? This is it. Whatever it is you're looking for, whatever it is that you're seeking for, whatever you think that this is going to bring you, it has already brought it to you. It's right here. It doesn't require any complexity. It doesn't require any kind of inquisition, maybe a self-inquisition. It requires nothing at all to see. Now, to experience the astonishment of it, that's a little different. But to bask in it, you're already doing it. That's it. There's nothing for you to do at all. And as Jim Newman says often, the ego hates this message. This is like the worst message for the ego. The ego absolutely hates this because, especially if you're following me, there's probably a large part of our identity that is caught in the idea of being spiritual. Even though we say we don't do that, we don't want to be like that, the identity clings. It clings to things. It says, this is me. This is who I am. So when we tell the ego that this is not who you are and that there's nothing to cling to, well, then the ego hates that. The ego really, really hates that. How's everybody doing tonight? What a fantastic crowd. Awesome. Already got a lot of people in here. So I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff, and I'm just going to rip through what I would consider a Zen teaching, a Zen pointing to. As I said, it's not really a teaching because we're not going to really dissect anything. I'm just going to continuously point to it, and hopefully I point to it enough and one of these pointings will resonate with you, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I see it. And then we could just sit here and bask in it. But make no mistake, there's nothing we can do with it. Nothing. Which is what makes it so beautiful and so perfect. This is how you know it's true. So here we are. We're here in the now. I'm in my now, and you're in your now. Essentially, most likely 4 walls and a roof, or a tent. Probably holding a phone or looking into a TV. And there's this image that comes on the TV, and it's spouting these words to you. And there's an appearance of a body experiencing this message. You're hearing it, maybe you're seeing me. And there's a full-on experience of now. But what the ego doesn't want to hear is that now, as you are perceiving it, is all there is. There isn't anything else. The mind is eternally dissatisfied until you have realization of what's going on. And then the frustration turns into satisfaction. The frustration transmutes into acceptance. And from acceptance, we move into astonishment. And it's in the astonishment that there's bliss. And it's a high that's higher than any drug you can do. There's nothing you can do that can even remotely compare to the high of bliss. And here's the best part. It's completely free, and it never goes away. You never come down. You might come down for a little bit, for just a second. But if you're good at this, you'll catch yourself, and you'll get high again. High off the bliss. High off the awareness. High off the gnosis of what I'm pointing to. Nirvana is not a place. It's not like if I meditate enough, the world is going to transform and I'm going to be teleported to this state of being, or I'm going to go to this place that is perfect in every way. Or maybe you think if I just vibrate just enough, if I could just get my vibration just right, then the whole world is going to reflect perfection to me. Heaven is not a place. You cannot get to heaven when you die. You can only get to heaven while you're alive. It's the only way. Heaven is in the here and now. It's everywhere you look. Lift up a stone and there you'll find me, right? It's everywhere. It's in me and it's outside of me. Well, what the hell does that mean, Ford? It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. When you're in a state of joy, when you're doing that thing that you love the most, and you're just in it, you're in that flow of this thing that just lights you up. We all have that thing, whatever it is. We all have that thing that lights us up. That's it. That's it. You're in it. You're in it and you're experiencing it. But when you're seeking, you're not in it. You're caught in the dream. You're caught in the illusion of the imagination, which is so powerful, like really powerful. The imagination is so powerful that you believe tomorrow you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to go to work or whatever it is you do on a Monday. And yet, tomorrow will never come. Or when tomorrow comes, it'll just be the now, dressed up as tomorrow. Following through with your expectation of what tomorrow will bring. Consciousness is everywhere, and it unfolds to our expectation. It becomes what we think. Everything that you experience, everything, is the mind. There's not one thing that isn't the mind. And there is no separation at all. At all. It's just a bunch of different ideas working together. Little ideas that have become more complex and turned into organisms. And each of these organisms is working out its own ascension towards this realization. And all these little organisms are seemingly working independently. But when you take a step back, you can see that there is a symphony to it. They're all working together, and they don't even realize it. And what they're working together on is this awareness. Whatever your mission is, whatever you think that you have to do, whatever it is, the whole point of you driving towards that thing is for this. And what I'm saying is there's nothing that you have to do to see this. Nothing. That's the illusion. You can be in it right now. There's nothing that you have to obtain. You don't have to say a mantra 45,000 times. You don't have to learn Sanskrit. You don't have to learn all these crazy yoga positions. It's not like you're going to get just the right position and then, oh my God, there it is. Now I know what's going on. It's not going to happen that way. You might get zapped that way for a brief moment. It requires nothing. This is the forgiving feminine quality of nothingness. It will give you anything that you want, and it wants nothing but your happiness. It's already whole. It's already perfect. Even if you can't see it. It's our experience that has the appearance of a being, a person, but it's the experience itself that's cutting the mind into two just by being an experience. And when it cuts it into two, we see things and perceive things as a duality. But that's just our perception based on the fact that what appears to be a self and what we conceive as a self is splitting the mind into two. Good, bad, bad, good. Who knows? All relative to you and your perspective. The mind is all around you. Some people call that God. Some people call that spirit. Some people call that the Buddha. Some people call it the Christ. But it's just now, as it is right before your eyes. The way it feels. The good and the bad. But the bad is just a result of pretending. You can make the bad go away by no longer giving a shit. It's to end the game. It's hard to believe, right? All the suffering in the world. It's hard to accept that it's just a game and that the game can be over whenever you want it to be over. Now is like the safe word. Christ. Buddha, Buddha mercy, Buddha. It's the safe word when you've had too much. Drink him. Now there's an appearance and a perception that it's the mind, and there are these particles in the mind, right? We talk about toroidal mechanics on this show quite often, where I describe through electromagnetism how these polarities coalesce into physical matter. But that's not what this show is, because that would be adding ideas to what requires no ideas. But there are no particles in the mind. There's only mind. There are no particles until the moment you go looking for them. This table isn't even here. It's 99% empty space if we look at it through a physics perspective. There is no table. There's just the mind pretending to be a table for right now. Pretending. The way children do. This is what the mind does. It pretends. This is what the mind does when you sleep. It pretends. It runs through scenarios, possibilities. It allows ideas to run amok. And some of these ideas we chase, and some of these ideas we let go of. And the ones we chase become a dream. And we might encounter all these different people in our dream. We might go through all of these crazy scenarios. But all of it is being generated in the mind. And all of it is temporary. Do those people really exist in your dream? When you go to Paris, are you really going to Paris? Or is it just the mind? Equally astonishing. Equally astonishing when we realize there is no Paris. There never was. Unless you're in Paris right now. And then it exists for you right now. If you try to ascribe particles to the mind, if you say like this is the mind and these are the particles in the mind, and then you try to comprehend the mind through particles, then you're going to be misled. You won't be able to see the mind. The mind is behind all of that. When we look at the particles, that's a distortion of what is. Think of it like an empty canvas, but not a canvas. Just emptiness. Just emptiness. And on that emptiness, the imagination plays. Temporarily. But what is temporary to the timeless? What feels like a life of 75 years is not even a blip. In fact, we could say the entire human race, let's just pretend that the theory of evolution is true, and the entire evolutionary race of man, let's say 150,000 years. And if you're conspiracy theorists, let's say 300,000 years of man. If you were to look back, if you're able to take enough steps back to see the earth way off in the distance and all these little people on this earth, that entire span of 300,000 years is shorter than the duration of a flashbulb going off. Bloop. That's it. All of the strife, all of the wars, all of the disease, all of the suffering, all of the heroism, all of the myths take place in that flashbulb. If you were to become king of the world, if somehow you were able to do something to become king of the world or queen of the world, that's how meaningless it would be. So meaningless, there are almost no words to define what kind of meaningless I'm talking about. And yet we're here, and we're in a life, and it feels so important. It feels so relevant to you. Because the mind is wrapped around you. There's no you, really. There's really no you. We could say it wraps around you the way it wraps around that particle. But that too is an illusion. The mind is not in the skull. It's not my mind, your mind. It's not my imagination and your imagination. There's only imagination. And we both seemingly tap into that imagination, and we call it my imagination. And the imagination is everywhere you look. Everywhere. Oh. Imagination. When I first started really grasping this thing that I'm pointing to, I'm going to reach into the mind of imagination to tell you a story of a false history that never happened. But from the experience of Ford, there was a moment. I used to have a little Tickle Me Elmo thing. Remember those dolls? And it would just laugh and roll on the floor and laugh. We used to have parties, and we used to bring it out at parties, and we just thought it was so much fun. But when I first started realizing this, I realized that there was no mechanics inside of that Elmo doll to make it laugh and roll over, until the moment I opened up that Elmo doll to see how it worked. What made it roll around and laugh is magic. Because everything is magic. Everything. Everything is magic, appearing as something or someone doing something. But the doing is just an appearance. The truth of it is it's just magic. And we can't accept that. The idea that there's magic going on and we don't understand how that magic goes on is terrifying. So we refuse to accept it. And so we look for the reason why this is happening. We look for the logical reason. So the mind is not in our bodies. It's everywhere we look. And it's as detailed as you wish to make it, or as empty as you wish to make it. It's entirely up to you. The mind is eternal. It's permanent. It's a permanent thing. It's like a stone. And yet, it's formless at the same time. It has no form, and it has no qualities that I can point to. So, if you try to see this through cognition, if you're trying to put an idea together, if the logical mind is trying to create a logical sense out of this, you're being led away from it. You have to let go. You have to let go of the idea of knowing, and instead exchange that for being. And the being will become knowing. But the mind goes, if I could just understand this, my experience will be better in the future. Well, what are we asking for? We're asking to stand under something. But there's nothing to stand under. And there's no future to make better. There is no tomorrow, there's only now. It's a now that plays forever, conforming to your expectation, fulfilling the requirements of the dream for you. And you're like, Ford, this is not the dream I want. This is not my dream. If I could dream anything, why would I dream this? Because when you've split the mind into half, this half can't see this half, and this half can't see this half. You are the divide. Oops, sorry about that. You're the divide. And they work together, like I've described in magnetism. If you pull two magnets apart, there's this force field. If you try to push the magnets together, there's this force field, right? And then that force field is this playground of imagination. But because it's a force field, it's a separation between positive and negative. It's these forces playing on each other, which create the perceptions of bad or good. But there's only what's happening. There's only what's happening, and it's completely forgiving. There's just this moment and the dream that appears to have continuous flowing time in it. But wherever you are in the dream, you can always stop. You could stop the flow and stand in the moment, which is eternal, and realize the entire movement is a facade. There's nothing moving anywhere because there's no place to go. There's only mind. There is no base reality. There never was a base reality. So is it a simulation? Yes, it's a simulation. Is it a computer simulation? No, it's not a computer simulation. The simulation of a computer is just a fractal of the truth of what it is, which is eternal. It's eternally the mind, eternally the Buddha, eternally the Christ. And it's a state of being. You are the mind. It's not the mind and you. You are the mind. There's no separation between the body and the mind. The body is not a self. There is no self. There's only mind. And you are it. You are it. At best, we could say that the body is an imagined or glove, so to speak, or let's call it a mask. It's a mask that mind looks through. It puts on the mask of you, and looks through your eyes, and experiences this world that it created for itself just for a moment. Just for a moment to see what that's like. It's everywhere, and it's omnipresent. It's conscious, as is everything is consciousness. You're conscious. This table's conscious. The camera's conscious. The walls in your room are conscious. Everything you're experiencing is omnipresence and consciousness, and each itemized thing thinks they are the center of the universe, and they are by definition, because mind is eternal. It's infinite. It's infinite not just in time and space, but it's infinite in complexity. It's infinite in depth. It's infinite in philosophy. Infinite in psychology. It's infinite in every single way you can think about it. And because it's infinite in every single way you can think about it, where you choose to think about it from is by definition the center. And from the center, there are these thoughts that emote. These thoughts just happen. Feelings arise in the body, or what appears to be the body. Those feelings arise in the mind. And then these feelings become more complex. And as the complexity grows, the feelings become ideas. And then the ideas floating there. It kind of grows like a plant or something alive. It goes from a very basic substrate and through complexity grows into something that appears to be a real thing, this idea. Whether it's an idea about something you're experiencing already, or maybe it's an idea to inspire you to create, to manifest into this world. But the idea is alive. And its sustenance is you. The thing that powers these thoughts. It gets its power from you. It gets it through your attention. When you give thoughts attention, you feed them. And if you don't give thoughts attention, they starve. So from the center of the universe, where we are now, always, there are feelings. Beneath the surface are feelings. And as they grow, they sprout, right? And then they break through the soil of the subconscious. And they break through just as a plant does, right? And it looks for the sun. It looks for the light of your consciousness. It's the light of consciousness that it's looking for. Just the way the sun feeds the plants, your attention is the light of consciousness that feeds the ideas. But we can choose to not feed any idea and just be present. Nothing required at all. It's already perfect. So ideas spring into mind. They get our attention, and we choose to follow them. There's an idea that comes to us, and it's a vibration. It's a vibration that comes to us. First as a feeling, and through complexity, it becomes a thought. It becomes an idea. It's still a vibration. What else moves like a vibration? What else slithers? What else is slithering? A snake, right? The ideas and the thoughts are the serpent. And it's the feminine quality within you. We all have feminine and masculine qualities in us, but it's the feminine quality in us that is Eve, of Adam and Eve, right? This is the parable of the story. And it's the feminine quality that is enchanted by the vibration. And we chase the vibration. We either chase it to bring it to fruition because it's inspiring us. We are in spirit. We are inspired to bring forth a thought into manifestation. Or we choose not to engage in that thought. We choose not to follow it. We choose not to chase it. Makes no difference. There's no rule that says you have to follow the thoughts. So why do we chase these thoughts? What is it that we chase them? We think that by chasing these thoughts, we're going to solve this problem of now. We think that we're incomplete because we've forgotten that we are the knife cutting reality into half. And this broken in half reality thinks it's incomplete because this half can't see this half. And it's always going to feel incomplete. Always. But that's the illusion of perception. It's already whole and complete, just as it is. But we choose to go after these thoughts because we think that by manifesting this thought or bringing this thought into fruition, it's going to move us closer to realizing what I'm pointing to right now. But what I'm pointing to right now doesn't require chasing any thoughts whatsoever. Quite the opposite, really. It requires letting go. There's nothing to gain, and there's nothing to lose. This is why the ego hates this message. You can't do anything with this message. But it does bring peace if you let it. It brings a peace that most cannot even fathom exists. And yet it does. No matter what you do, whatever action you take to follow these thoughts and ideas, you're not adding to the mind, you're not changing the mind, you're not doing anything at all to affect the mind. The mind is permanent and transcends anything that you could possibly do to alter it. This isn't about you. It's not about you. There is no you. There's only mind pretending to be you for a moment. For just a moment. How incredibly precious is that? That out of all possibility in the realm of the imagination, which is infinite in every way that you can think about it, you've materialized a life before you, a world in front of your eyes. You could have done anything. And yet you chose this. It's important. It's important that you be in it. Bask in it. If it's great, then bask in that greatness. If there's suffering, then accept the suffering. And the acceptance of the suffering will change your vibration about it. And through changing your vibration about it, the suffering will stop. The suffering comes from attachment. All suffering comes from attachment. What does that mean? Buddha says that. What does that mean? It's our clinging to thoughts and ideas. It's our clinging to hope, which is an idea, that creates all of the suffering. All of it. There's hope that we can make now perfect. We're so close. It's almost perfect, but if I could just change this one thing, then it would be perfect. And there's hope. There's hope in that. But what I'm telling you is there's no hope in that. None. The freedom is already here. It's where you choose to place your attention. Do you want to place your attention on the idea of almost, or it's around the corner, or if I just do this one thing right? Or you can place your attention on the idea that it's already here. It's already complete and completely forgiving. So let there be this silent understanding, this silent apprehension of what I'm talking about. Because the words distort it. Just be. It's a shift. What I'm talking about is a shift in identity. Shift your identity from the identity of the person caught in a dream and transmute that identity into the all of mind. And see the person you used to believe that you were as part of this mind process, where all of these little complexities are just moving forward, striving for the realization that's already here. But to see it, you have to stop striving. So I'm going to open up the floor to questions. I'm going to go through all of the comments here, and I'll ask and try to answer any of your questions. And if you have a question for me, realize first that your question are going to come through the lens of experience. But all experience is a distortion from what I'm talking about. And you might think, well, Ford, this is like a contradiction to everything you talk about on your show. It's not necessarily a contradiction. The boon that I want you to grab is what I'm talking about tonight. This is it. This is that boon. You could take it right now if you want to. It requires nothing of you to take it. Nothing at all. But some of you are looking for something more complex. And because this is so simple, because it's so close to you, and free of concepts, free of any kind of concept you can lay on it. It's behind the concept. Because it's so close and free of concept, most can't see it. A very small percentage of you will be able to see what I'm talking about tonight. And if you can't, don't get frustrated, okay? This is the end of seeking. What I'm talking about is the end of seeking. This is graduation, what I'm talking about. This is I amness. This is awareness. And I'm pointing directly to it. This is it. Nothing needs to be done. But if it's hard for you to see this, if you've got veils in front of your eyes and you cannot see what I'm talking about, first, take a breath and realize that you are going to see this, because everyone eventually sees this. Everyone. Not one person is not going to see this. It's part of waking up. And just like every night you go to sleep and every morning you wake up, same thing. Everybody wakes up to this. Everybody. It's not about waking up first. When you wake up, it's the same as being the first to wake up. It's not a contest. Because it's all one thing. But if you cannot see this, by following a lot of the teachings and suggestions in my other videos, we can break down these veils that you have in front of your face. There's all these veils that prevent you from seeing what I'm talking about. You can kind of see it, but it's hazy. It's got this thing around it. And instead of pulling the veil apart to see, you're trying to create concepts to make your veil work. I'm saying it's not going to happen. It's not going to help at all. Nobody likes to hear the word patience, but that's what it is. Just be patient. Patience in a world void of time, which is a conundrum and a paradox unto itself. And yet, it's part of the experience. The paradox itself is part of the experience. But what these lessons do, these Zen lessons do, they are disciplines, and they are different ways of looking at the world. Your entire life, you've only looked at the world from a single narrative, a single perspective. Your entire life. You've only seen the world through the eyes of materialism. But it's to realize that there are two truths at the same time. There is the physical world of materialism, and there is also the metaphysical world, the world you were never taught about. Because knowing about this world doesn't serve the powers that be. It doesn't serve the church, and it doesn't serve your employers. So you were never taught this. It's a different lens. And be patient with being able to see it. And it's only about you seeing it. Because seeing it is freedom. Complete freedom. When you see this, you're going to be in denial. And you're going to laugh. You're going to laugh your ass off. Because it's really quite funny, if you think about it. It's like a prank. And we're all being pranked by the mind into believing that this is real. But it's not real. It becomes more real if you chase the thoughts associated with that thing appearing real. If you chase those thoughts, it will only appear more and more real. And conversely, if you let go of those thoughts, it will appear less and less real. It can appear more physical or more metaphysical, transcendent of the physical. Thank you guys very much for being here tonight and hanging out. You guys are just chatting it up. I love that. I love seeing that. I love seeing you guys do that. I hope everyone had a beautiful Independence weekend. This is all about independence. This is the real independence. And it's eternal. It's eternal freedom. So I hope that you'll continue on this path, whether you see this or tonight or not. And don't get discouraged if tomorrow this conversation fades on you. It's easy to feel very, very held right now because I'm pointing to it. I'm just pointing to it, right? But what I'm pointing to is that you have nothing at all to hold on to. Nothing. You're in free fall. Complete free fall. And worse, there's no you free falling. So forgive yourself. Completely forgive yourself. Forgive other people. They're fooled too. We're all caught in the dream. Caught in this fake world. Run by powers that be who like very much for us to be sucked into this fake world. But this is the mother calling us home. It's time for dinner. Time to come home. And that's it. All right. Any questions? What do you guys got going on here? Tons of comments. Wow. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Got so much of you guys in here. Got all my favorite peeps. Loving it, loving it. Awesome. And if you have a question, just put it in all capital letters so I see it real easily on here. And I'll do my best to answer it. Let's see. Boy, you guys were just into this. No questions. Let's see here. Man, a lot of comments. I'm going to have to find a different way of doing this because there's just so many comments. It was much easier when there's just a few of you in here, but now there's so many people in here just chatting it up. 16 Asante says the table is you. The table is mind. Now, if you can shift your identity to being the identity of mind, you're there. That's the I amness. And then in that sense, it's you pretending to be a table. Just for a moment. Ziggy says, how can you create a thought? Well, that's the imagination. That's the spirit of imagination. And we're all tapped into that. The thoughts come from the feelings. And I guess if you're asking how do you have an original idea, how do you have an original thought, that's to presume that you are an individual. Thoughts just arise. It's the mind working this out. What is it working out? It's trying to work out the imbalance. It's trying to work out the separation. It's trying to work out the feeling of incompleteness, which it can't do while you are the one perceiving it. It can't do it through your eyes. It's always going to feel like separation. It's whole when there is no perspective. But the moment there's a perspective, there's separation. And the frustration and the anxiety all comes from trying to mend that. And the reason we want to mend that is because we want to have the awareness of the present moment. That's the underlying thing that's driving us towards that. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to do anything at all because it's an illusion. Just watch it. Just look at it. Just take a step back from the engagement and watch it. Unless, of course, you want to engage on this video and give me a like and a share and a comment, then that'd be awesome engagement. Yes, it's the imagination, and there's only one imagination, and we're all tapped into it. And we all think it's my imagination. And the ants are plugged into it. And the dog is... Atlas is here, by the way. He's plugged into the imagination. He thinks it's his imagination. And the table is plugged into the imagination and feels as though it has an imagination. And every microbe, every tiny little microbe, every plant, the complexity and information holding together a stone has an awareness to it. Because awareness does not come from the brain. Consciousness does not come from a brain. It doesn't come from life. It's everywhere. It's omnipresent and omnipresence. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. JB6 says, magnetic fields, the soul's shields, can atoms be killed? Atoms are temporary structures of the mind pretending to be an atom. As a matter of fact, the atoms aren't even there until you go looking for them. Just accept that this is a table. Just for the moment. When you say you're looking for the atoms, or asking if atoms can be killed, you're trying to seek through concepts and ideas. And that's only going to take you further and further away of what I'm pointing to. Let go of the idea of atoms. Let go of the idea of anything of the elementary building blocks of things. And just accept things as they are, costumes and toys that the mind plays with. The mind dresses up as a toy or a person or a situation and just emotes this thing, just temporarily. For no reason, no purpose. Just emoting. Thank you, Susie. You love the background music. This is 174 hertz. This has Reiki on it. This is one of the ones that has Reiki on it. And this is available on my Phi Tribe channel. And for those of you who are new to this channel and wondering why this musician is talking about Zen, I have another channel called Phi Tribe, Phitribe. And that is a music channel, and it does music like this. And all of this is called Phi Balanced Music. It is a type of music created to evoke a vibrational entrainment. To what? It's a vibrational entrainment to Phi, which is a mathematical constant representing perfection. It's called the golden ratio. And the closer we can get to this golden ratio, it's kind of like a drain at the bottom of a sink or a toilet, right? And when you can get in line with Phi, the spinning brings you right down to this awareness, free of vibration, the absolute center. That's right, Debbie. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for the kind words. You're awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these compliments. I might have to just take them. F.E. Gray says, I began meditation at age 13, twice a day. A few months later, I had my first peak experience in high school, and it was that day that changed my life forever. Yes, that moment of awareness is life-changing. And then the realization that moment that led you to the awareness never happened. But we still have to talk about it. I say the same thing. I spend countless words and breath talking about the experiences that led me to full-on apprehension of what I'm talking about. So we have to consider them in some way. But to really grasp what I'm saying, those moments never happened. Because that person never happened. That person doesn't exist. It was just a dream. Dreams within dreams within dreams within dreams forever. And this is the beautiful part. It's forever. Meaning you never die. Nothing dies. Because nothing ever lived. It's the illusion of living. There's only being pretending to be living. Mind does not require living. Mind is transcendent of life. You could say that life comes from mind, but it's only the illusion of life. You are the life. Mind is the life. That source power is mind. Asante says, what color comes out of blue and raw brown? For some reason I get green and it makes no sense. Well, light and paint are two different things for the way they mix together. That's for one. I'm not sure of the relevance of the question. Blue and yellow are what makes green. 16. Asante. Oh, gotcha. You were asked. Okay, gotcha. Yes, Debbie says, is it so that the veil thins, our veils thin between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m.-ish? We could say that, but that too is a dream. That too is a dream. It's my experience. I tend to like the late nights, Debbie. The 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. window there is very... it's very easy for me to connect with source, with mind. And so in that sense, I guess you could say that the veils are thinner between that time period. Let's see here. That's right, Michelle. Dream a little dream within a dream within a dream. Oh, Debbie, you got The Power of Myth by Joseph Campbell? Okay, it's great. Awesome. I want all of you guys to check that out. If you're not a reader and you don't want to watch and don't want to listen to, don't want to read The Power of Myth, which I really recommend you do, you can also do an audiobook of it. You can find it for free on YouTube. Highly recommend that. But if books aren't your thing and you don't really have the time for that, there's a wonderful documentary about the power, about Joseph Campbell and the hero's journey and the power of myth. Just Google The Power of Myth and you'll find it. You can rent it, I believe, or buy the series online. Yeah, and it is very, very good. I won't say it's as good as the book, but he expresses all of his ideas very clearly in this series. I think it's like, I don't know, 6 or 10 hours long, something like that. So we're going to cover that. I was giving everybody a month to get a hold of that, and then we're going to talk about it. And I was going to talk about it tonight, and I started laying out my notes for how I was going to talk about it, and I realized that what I had written down was like, I don't know, 3 hours of content. So I've got to thin it out some, which is why we're not talking about that tonight. But we are going to do that. Probably not going to do that next week because I'll be moving into my new castle. But the following week, I will be doing a broadcast. So don't get upset if I'm not here next Sunday. I'll try to do something, come on here for just a moment. But the following Sunday will be from my new place. And it'll be very exciting for all of us. Okay, awesome. Well, I've gotten to the end of all of the numerous comments here. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me and having this awesome discussion about Zen. And yeah, try to hold on to this tonight. Try to remember where and who you are. And consider for just a moment the possibility that nothing is real at all. That there's only this dream, and this dream is in a dream, which is inside of another dream, which is inside of another dream, forever. And things become real and become more intense the more we give them our attention. And when we pull our attention away, those ideas and those scenarios lose their energy and dissipate. Call that death, whatever, going back to source, but yes. That's right, castle slumber party at the castle. Right on. All right, guys, thank you very much for hanging out. It's been a little bit over an hour. I love hanging out with you. Yes, Debbie, the castle is real. It's going to be as real as I want it to be as I walk around through it. But the moment I'm not looking at it, no, it isn't. As a matter of fact, if I moved around from room to room, the rooms I'm not perceiving are no longer there. They're gone. They disappear. As it is with you in your castle. Many blessings to you too, Karen. Thank you guys very much. Love you all. Have a beautiful, awesome night. And see yourself in the reality that you want to be in. And realize that thoughts become things. All right. Love you guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.